Alright, let's go for a Sunday drive. Wait a minute. This is an automatic.
What? Hey Max, what's for dinner?
Oh. Looks like there's something on the table already.
Oh yeah, a bushing kit. This is what we're going to use to fix the shifter. It's a new set of bushings. That'll make a big difference on it sloppiness. And the gas pedal, because this car had mechanical linkage, a bunch of pieces of metal holding it together to work on a carburetor. The inch we're putting in works with a cable. So this came from Low Car. They make a lot of retrofit parts for resto mod cars.
They're not sponsored.
And they are not sponsors, but if they want to be, we're open to the idea. This is the new pedal. You want to show them, Max?
All right. I think it's billet aluminum. Right?
It is billet aluminum. And in order for us to put that in, we're going to take the original pedal and linkage out. We're going to have to poke a little hole in the firewall and sandwich that thing in. And when we get the new transmission and engine in there, we should be able to run the original cable. If that won't work, Low Car also sells a cable to go to the throttle and the kick down for the transmission. So without further ado, we're going to get to it. And,
all right, so we are in my mom's 68 Mustang now, and we are now on the passenger side. But this is the automatic shifter, and the bushings are completely gone. So when you go and start the car, you have to mess with the shifter to get the safety neutral switch to make good contact for it to actually roll over. So in this video, we're going to fix it. And okay, so we have the car lifted up now, so I'm going to take out the seat bolts for the seats, obviously, so we can lift up the carpet and get to the pedal easier. So let's see, where is it? There it is, back there.
On these era cars, they actually bolted from underneath. Modern cars, they have studs that stick up that the seats fall onto. So one of the biggest issues these cars used to have was those water could get up through those holes and they would rust those studs right off, and then all of a sudden your seat would come out from the floor. That one's already been removed. Got one more on that one, and that one will be ready. So car companies improved upon that design so that they wouldn't have to have that issue going forward.
Okay, so we could not get the passenger seat out, but we did get the driver's seat out. We took out 4 Phillips screws to get this little trim piece off, and then I'm going to take this Allen screw off right here to remove the handle. So, okay, so we have peeled the carpet back and removed the trim for the shifter as well as the knob. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the shifter by taking out these 4 3/8 bolts. And the light on the camera just died, so it suddenly got darker. That's why.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the reason we're doing this is these are the bushings that go in this. These are the ones we bought for replacements, and you can see how this is just a sloppy mess. Now, if it was a manual transmission, you'd be like, rum, 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 but fortunately it's a automatic, and this little thing here goes on the T-handle, and as you can see, it lifts a little catch, and that's supposed to click to keep you from accidentally knocking it into park. But with this being so sloppy, you could actually drop it into park and blow your transmission out. So we're going to disassemble this real quick. Do you want to explain how?
Okay, so you would pull, we already pulled the light out, which slips in right on here, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the next step to pull this handle out would be to remove this plug. and take this
9/16
nut off.
Which we have on our handy dandy Milwaukee stubby BA impact. If this 550 foot-pounds won't take that off, it's not coming off. You want to do it?
Well, I mean, we'd get it off eventually. Can't be tight if it's a liquid.
Hold on to it.
Keep pushing it into.
Looky there. 550 foot-pounds does the job. Milwaukee. It's a good tool.
Okay, so then it looks
Now
like
that's swedged on there, so you're going to have to wiggle it really good to get that to slide off. May have to.
Oh, that's nasty.
May have to take it over to the vise and hold this steady.
Alright, we're over at the vise now.
Problem is I don't want to bend that little bracket, so we got to be careful. Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of your friend Mr. WD-40, which we're not sponsored by either, but maybe someday can assist. Gotta put this in there a little bit stronger. These are magnetic jaws. They're little rubberized things to keep you from damaging pretty things. This isn't exactly pretty yet. But if we get our way, it's going to look pretty. And hopefully I can get that to hold in there good. Oh,
No, not quite.
just slid right out of there. There we go. I'll hit it for a second.
Nope.
So I'm going to show inside of here. You can see that it's swedged on. Here, turn the light on.
There we go. So after hours of
Weeks, months, days.
wrestling this thing, it is now dark out. Not actually, but we got it.
You can see that it has a key on there that's pressed onto. We'll pull it back on with a bolt when we put it back together. That's what we need to get out of there, because there's supposed to be a bushing, two of them actually, right here. And these are all gone.
And my
All right, we're back. We hit these parts with a little Milwaukee die grinder and a Brillo pad, and then hit it with some primer and rust restorer to try to make it look a little better than it was. It's not going to matter much, it just hangs underneath the car. But now we'll put the bushings in. So let's get this package open. Okay, if you got a grease tube at home, this doesn't take a lot of it, so I just took the cap off the back. That's got a little bit of grease residue in there, and that should be plenty for what we need it for. So we're going to grease up this little hole that the bushings go into. That'll help make sure it slides around when we need it to. And we'll do the same on our shaft once we get there. So things are pretty self-explanatory. They only go in one direction. Got one on the outside, one here on the inside. So let's slip that one in. And we'll rub a little grease on the inside of those. Make it easier for this thing to shift when it needs to. And guess what we're going to do with this? What do you think, Max?
I don't know. Throw it across the room. No.
I say
Grease it.
grease it a little bit. Yeah, good call. Now the fun part, we just got to make sure that when you stick it back in here, you're putting it on the right side. And this should stiffen this thing right up. Plus, we got to make sure that bushing on the inside doesn't just pop out while we're sliding it in. You can see this is a much tighter fit than it was.
I guess.
Well, that's the point, right? We don't want this thing to slide. Where's that socket at? Right there. So this should fit over that pretty nicely, and that'll help us hold that bushing in place. She is snug as a bug.
Wow.
We need to start. Ready to clean this off.
Maybe. Maybe the extra paint made it a little thicker. Maybe
I
not.
don't think it was quite on there.
Huh.
Just didn't get past that first point. Let's see if we'll go in there now. Well, she is not acting like she wants to fit.
I don't see why it wouldn't.
I don't know.
Alright, so we got it in.
We had to use the liquid persuader to drive that in because that was tight. I don't know if this bushing is exactly the right size, but now it's in there and it is not wiggling. It's actually really snug. You gonna try it out?
Oh, wow, okay, yeah, that's definitely better than it was. For sure.
Alright, so now we gotta stick this back on there. Gotta make sure that we have this little guy here. It's supposed to catch in that lever over there. It's not started, and then we can draw it on with that. If you can see it, I'll try to hold it towards the camera. Stick it in this. I can use your grab. I know we kind of talk softly when we're on camera because we're just not used to this.
Concentration.
Well, we just don't yell.
Right.
We're not yelling people for the most part, unless something's not going well.
Right.
There we go. Which we hope it's going well.
Mm-hmm.
Hope it's going well for you folks too. Right now, I'm just gonna make sure that is hooked into the right spot. Which I can't see very well. There we are. Let's draw this in.
Better.
Yeah.
It's in that grinder.
Can you take that out of there for me?
Yep.
Unless you want to hold this thing.
Impact.
Alright, now I gotta be careful with this thing, so I'm gonna reset this to a lower torque.
That's cool.
I just don't wanna do something crazy.
Wow.
Looks like it's supposed to. Try it out. Then we're gonna have to flip that little ball.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Alright, I don't know if you folks remember how wiggly jiggly that was, but it's amazing what a new bushing can do.
Low, second, drive. And then, yeah, drive, neutral, or reverse, and park.
Alright. We're going to wait on putting this in right now so that we can work on the pedal. So this will probably end this video for right now. Thank you for watching and subscribing and hit the notification bell so you know when our next videos come up, and let your friends and family know this is a fun little show to do.
All right. That's all we got for you for this one, and see you in the next one.